So St. Paul Regional Water Services has been participating with U.S. Water Alliance on the Affordability Task Force for about a year now. We're really excited that the task force really helps, again, bring us together with other networks, other people from across the country facing similar issues.
We are part of the Affordability Task Force of the U.S. Water Alliance. We recognize there's a lot of people in our community struggling. Affordability, housing, and just putting a roof over your head has become increasingly challenging across the country, and it's no different in Portland.
My name is Robin Schwartz, and I work with the Duwamish River Community Coalition. My team is comprised of my organization and Lake City Collective, another CBO in Seattle, as well as Seattle Public Utilities. And we are hoping to bring more local folks into employment at SPU with a particular focus on underrepresented communities.
We found a really cool intersection between affordability and conservation. So that was some of the low-hanging fruit we've been able to pursue already.
I think some of the initiatives and tools and things that we're trying to create as part of the task force don't already exist in San Antonio. We're working on something like a water equity scorecard to kind of tell us a little bit about where we are and where we need to head. Success in the water equity story of the work that's coming out of this task force in San Antonio would look like citizens who can afford their water and wastewater services, citizens who don't have trouble paying their bills, have access even to programs that can help them pay, regardless of where they live in the city, regardless of their income level, their housing level, their age. That's really what we're working toward, and that's kind of the vision that we're trying to paint and the story we're trying to tell.
Specifically, this conversation about how to expand the workforce into these communities and into also low-income folks and BIPOC folks. I don't really have any brand new thinking, but I can just see that we're all working on it, and it seems really clear that we need to be, instead of addressing this in silos, we need to be working together and having this communication together.
Just this year, with push from this task force, we're going further, and that's funding our low-income assistance program. And there's a lot of talk about how utilities are able to do that, using rates, using public funds. How do you create equitable programs that fit within state law? And we really found, while we're not using rates, we're choosing to use revenue that we earn from antenna revenue on top of water towers from mostly cellular companies pay to have their devices put on our water towers. We're choosing to use that revenue now to fund our low-income assistance program. And what that means is that as rates need to increase to keep up with aging infrastructure, we're now having this program in place that can help those who are pinched with a tighter affordability problem get support to help offset their water bills.
We have to make necessary investments because it's a generational equity issue, right? The investments we fail to make today will have costs on future generations. Our goal is to ensure that we have water affordability for everyone, regardless of their income and their socioeconomic status, their race, genders, ethnicity, and sexual orientation, that everyone can have clean, safe drinking water, sewer services, that we can enjoy the rivers in our communities. And also, as government agencies, maybe innovation hasn't been a word that we've been keen to embrace. And in this space, we have to take some measured risks to innovate, to think outside the box, and come up with solutions that are going to meet the needs of the future. The things that served us well in the past may not be the things that serve us well moving forward.
The work in this task force personally has really, really, really changed me and the way that I do work and the way I lead our team to do work. First of all, it's taught me to listen first without trying to offer up suggestions. That's been huge. The other way that it's really changed me is to understand that everybody has a different lived story than mine. And so again, part of that listening is to just listen to their story, to understand what they're about and what their backgrounds are and where they've come from, and to lean into that a lot. And I think the third way it's taught me in my work and really shaped my work is I don't know as much as I think I do. I've been doing this work for about 30 years, and there's so much more that I need to learn and understand from people, and again, be patient in this work that we're doing.
Being part of the task force with U.S. Water Alliance really just pushes our utility to make sure that we're considering other perspectives and that we're hearing other ideas. I think there's so many issues that we're tackling in St. Paul that are also happening across the country. And so with limited resources and limited time to focus in on areas like this, it's so helpful to be part of a group where you're spreading ideas and where you're sharing successes and learning lessons with others.
The world is always changing. They say change is the only constant. And so we have to continue to evolve our solutions because the community around us is changing, the technology is changing, the climate is changing, and we have to adapt and evolve with it. And we don't need to have all the solutions in Portland. We can look at other cities in the country and learn from them as much as they can learn from us.